Well, hello everyone. My name is Neko and welcome to another one of my speed paints. If you're new here, hi, how are you? It's great to meet you. And if you're a returning viewer, hi, how are you? It's great to see you again. I'm back in action, and after that little break that I much needed last week, I have finished the speed paint that I was supposed to get out, but never did get out. I was on, what was it? I don't remember where it was, but I was seeing all these pictures of Mark in this naughty or nice dual sweater with Ethan and Tyler, and I thought it was adorable, especially how Mark was on the nice side. But I noticed that I didn't see any with Amy, and recently Amy has come out on camera with Catherine and wore it, but I don't think she ever wore it with Mark, so it kind of prompted me to draw it. And that's how I've got my first Amyplier speed paint. Now, I've been really meaning to draw this couple for quite some time, and I just never got around to it. I mean, like, I love this couple, but I never actually, oh god, my voice. I never got around, I apologize. My kids got me sick, so I'm a little cracky right now. But, yeah. I have loved this couple, but I've never actually had a reason to draw it before, and since they've been interacting more and more, I've got a taste of Amy's personality and how she behaves around Mark, and this is something I believe they would do together. Just sit down in the sweater and try to figure out how to play a video game together. But, yeah, it's cute little things like this I'd like to continue drawing. I mean, this isn't officially the quote-unquote winter sketch that I've wanted to do with these two, but it is, kind of a holiday sketch just between the two of them. And it was fun. I honestly finally figured out how to draw Mark in a way I'm comfortable with. I mean, it's not 100% the best, but at least it looks like him, most likely, you know? And honestly, I'm 100% happy with how this turned out. I mean, once the final shading comes in, there's a few spots that I don't really care for and I fix. But overall, I think it was great. I mean, I had all week to finish it, so it was kind of, I painted a little bit here, I painted a little bit there, and I still ended up finishing it last night. But still, it was at my pace, it was nice and comfortable, and I was glad that I could spread it out throughout the week instead of trying to sit there on Saturday and going, okay, what am I going to draw now? Time to get going and make sure the anatomy's right and stretch yourself out even more than you need to be. But, well, alright then. That's kind of how my Saturdays have been going because I haven't had much time during the week to try and figure out what I wanted to draw, and by the time Saturday came around, I was trying to correct everything within 24 hours. And it kind of showed, because as the more that I go back on the speed paints that I did during the past, like, 6 weeks, the more errors that I notice, and the less I'm happy with it. But this one I think turned out rather well, honestly. And since I have now got a nerd setup and treated myself for Christmas time and gave myself a second computer, happy, merry, whatever I want to celebrate to be, I can color this and have something up on the side for like reference and stuff like that so that I can make sure that when I'm drawing, I can have the correct things and not have to worry about canvas space. Because I am blind as a bat, and I work very close to the canvas that I actually draw. So when I have to find reference pictures, it's kind of hard because I like working in a huge area, if you haven't noticed, because I zoom in super close to the face and all that good junk. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about me for that. For this picture, I do have a few more Amyplier speed paints that I would like to do. I have a winter scene that I have planned out, and I also have another special one that I don't want to talk about at the moment, because it's kind of a work in progress, and it's kind of the reason why I burned out last week, because I was trying to do that at the same time, and I really shouldn't have, because it was just so big, there was no way I was going to get it into a speed paint, because, like I said, the line art was like 3 hours long by itself, and to put that in the speed paint, when I sped it up at like 5,000% on Adobe Premiere, it was going so fast you couldn't even keep up with it. So I decided to just leave it off as its own and kind of do a picture by itself. So we'll get to that later, hopefully. I'll let you know when that's up. But yeah, it's gonna be one of the pictures that I'm gonna put on Redbubble for you guys. So I'm kind of anal about it and I don't want to rush it. So I'm glad that I'm starting to take my time with it now. As for this picture, I tried a little bit of a different line art technique. It's kind of translated out well. I tried to do a lineless look, like little hints of line, but not very much, so it kind of took on a semi-realism. Amy's face was very interesting because the last speed paint I did, that was the first time I ever drew her. And a lot of people pointed out stuff that I did wrong, and I appreciate that. So I had to go back and look at her and kind of implement what they said. And I noticed that I had the face structure wrong. I had the eye structure wrong. I had the body shape wrong. And I just had to go back and kind of figure out how to draw Amy in a better way. And since I had a week to do that, I could sit there and I could stare at her face and I could find her facial features, you know. Because when I learned, when I learned to draw somebody, I have several reference pictures and I kind of trace over them to get like facial features and stuff like that so that I can get a better understanding. I mean, I don't trace them in the drawing, but when I reference them, I'll put like the facial shapes and the eye shapes and other stuff like that to try and figure out how I'm going to plan around them. And that's kind of how I got used to drawing Mark and making sure Mark was right. And we're almost at the final picture, so I'm going to shut up for now. Here it is. Thank you guys so much for watching and putting up my voice. And let me know if I could do anything different in this picture, if you liked it, didn't like it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!